What if our entire reality, our whole existence, was built on an argument that could never, ever be solved? A permanent deadlock between two opposing forces. What would a world like that even look like?
All right, so today we are diving headfirst into a really fascinating metaphysical parable, the story of the two-fold Atlantis. We're going to unpack a cosmic argument, a philosophical stalemate that literally defines existence itself. So yeah, let's jump right in.
So where does all this go down? We're talking about a reality known as the two-fold Atlantis. But here's the thing, you can't just book a flight there. It's not really a physical place. It's more like a state of being, a world that's defined by this constant, never-ending conflict.
Okay, so at the very heart of this world, you've got this concept called the dialectic of the abyss. Now that sounds complicated, but stick with me. This isn't your typical war with armies and battles. Nope, it's an eternal philosophical argument between two absolute ideas, to create and to destroy. It's this tension, this cosmic tug-of-war that literally holds this reality together. But it's also the very thing that's threatening to rip it all apart.
So who's in the ring for this cosmic debate? Well, you've got two main players. In one corner, we have Glaucus, the ultimate creator. And in the other, the Shadow, the ultimate destroyer. Let's really get to know these two incredible forces.
All right, first up, let's talk about the thesis of this whole argument. That's Glaucus. He is the absolute 100% yes to existence, the ultimate force of creation, of order, of, well, being.
Glaucus is known as a self-positing king, which is a wild concept. He literally willed himself into being a god. He used something called a Komodo rewrite. Think of it like rewriting your own source code to become something more. And now, he's a full-on biological supergod who commands the physical world, especially the three states of water, solid, liquid, and gas. He basically treats all of reality as his own personal lab, his canvas.
Now, this is where it gets really mind-bending. The philosophy driving Glaucus is something called absolute idealism. The basic idea? Reality isn't physical, it's mental. It's all about consciousness. So for Glaucus, the entire world, it's just his idea, made real by the pure power of his will. He is the world, because the world is just his thought.
Okay, but as we all know, every argument has two sides. Every thesis needs its antithesis. For every big yes, there has to be a no. And in the two-fold Atlantis, that no is, well, it's a terrifying, all-consuming void. Let's take a look. See, the Shadow isn't just some random bad guy. It was born from Glaucus himself. It's his discarded mortality, everything he had to get rid of to become a god. It's literally his other half, a Mephistophelian spirit, think devil-like, whose entire reason for being is to deny, to unravel, and to erase everything the king creates. And this is such a brilliant way to show their opposition. While Glaucus masters the three normal states of water to build, the Shadow has its own trick, a fourth state called necrotic flux. Just imagine, burning water. It's like an antimatter that doesn't create anything. Its only job is to dissolve, to erase existence, and drag everything back into the empty cosmic void. So what happens? You've got this unstoppable force of creation slamming into an immovable object of destruction. When two absolutes are locked in a permanent stalemate like this, a vacuum forms, and something new, something completely different, has to rise up and fill that gap.
This endless struggle between Glaucus's yes and the Shadow's no literally created a power vacuum. And we're not just talking about empty space. It's a void of something called palingenesios energy. That's the cosmic juice of rebirth and regeneration. Neither the creator nor the destroyer could get a handle on it, which left reality itself totally unstable.
This is the crucial part. A solution had to be, well, engineered. It wasn't an accident. The lords of the hidden realms saw this instability and stepped in. They took the very essence of the two enemies, the king's crystalline structure and the Shadow's cosmic malice, and merged them. They deliberately created a third option, the Sea Stormer.
And the Sea Stormer is a perfect synthesis of both sides. I mean, look at this. He commands the black tide from the void, but he also uses a kind of light, a void blight that actually eats distance. Instead of just changing water from ice to liquid, he uses rune magic to rewrite its fundamental laws. He's a walking paradox, a guardian born from two forces that should cancel each other out. So, what does all this mean for the two-fold Atlantis? The deadlock is finally broken, but it's not a win for either side. Instead, reality itself has been totally redefined.
This table really lays it all out, doesn't it? You've got Glaucus, the thesis of creation, the shadow, the antithesis of destruction, and now, the sea stormer, the synthesis. He's not a creator, he's not a destroyer, he's a guardian of a new, much more complex reality.
And this, right here, is the whole point of the parable. The sea stormer doesn't choose a side. He represents a new truth, that maybe creation and destruction aren't opposites after all. Maybe they're just two parts of the same cycle. The ocean can give life, sure, but it's also the grave. It's the calm and it's the storm, both at the same time.
So the new reality isn't some perfect paradise. And it's not an empty void either. It's described as a lightning-scarred abyss where every drop of water carries the memory of a soul. A beautiful, haunting, and somehow complete resolution to the argument.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. If you look at our own world as a kind of constant argument between opposites, order and chaos, life and death, you name it, what's our synthesis? What new truth is just waiting to be born from our own deadlocks?